Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today you find me out on another walk. Today I am in Patching Woods, just north of Worthing, northwest of Worthing. Filmed videos here before, going to Harrow Hill, and tried to film a video here about 4 weeks ago. I've lost all the footage for that, and there's a reason why I lost the footage, or I think there's a reason why I lost the footage. I'll be doing a separate video about that, so if you're interested then check out the other videos on the channel to find out what happened on my last filming here. When I was here 4 weeks ago, this wasn't here. I thought I'd start by filming how Sunday has crafted a makeshift hut in the middle of the woods. You often see these in the area. This one's quite a good one. Actually got a little seat in there to sit on, so well done to whoever made this one. So I'm going to head off in a northerly direction. As you can see here, quite a fascinating great big bowl in the middle of the hill. I would imagine this is from either chalk mining or flint mining. There's a lot of history in this area, going back thousands of years. Lots of tumuli and barrows, hill forts. As I previously said on one of my other videos, I filmed going up to Harrow Hill, which is a hill fort, and the last place in the UK that fairies were recorded, verbally, not visibly, back in the 1930s. So when I went there I didn't see any fairies. So the purpose of this video is I want to try and find the ruins of Michelgrove house. That's what I was trying to film 3-4 weeks ago. I didn't find it on that walk. However, I've done a little bit of research and I'm pretty sure I can find it on this walk. I showed it on my video to Harrow Hill, but I'm also going to stop at what used to be the clock tower for Michelgrove house. Previously was a dove cottage. So this is the location of the old clock tower. History of this area is that we are just north of Worthing and near Clapham. We're actually still in the district of Clapham. I'll turn around, and through the trees over that way you might be able to see Clapham Woods on the brow of the previous hill, but we are still in the district of Clapham. So the big house around here was Michelgrove house, a bit like one of my previous videos of Muntham Court. Probably been here since the Romans, and most famously was the seat of the family Shelleys, famous for writing their horror books like Frankenstein. This dates to around about the 1800s, this structure. Like I said, it started off as a dove house cottage, then got turned into a clock tower. I believe the site of the old house is in that direction, so you would be able to see the clock tower from the house. The house itself was known to be one of the most magnificent houses in the country. Large structure, I guess you could call it a castle. It had a large courtyard and a very famous staircase in it, and was frequently visited by King Henry VIII. I'll try and find some pictures of the house in its splendid days. There aren't actually any pictures because it was demolished in 1828, and there are some hand-drawn pictures, but are they accurate? I can't tell you. The reason it was demolished is that the Shelley family overstretched themselves financially and ended up selling the property to the 12th Duke of Norfolk. The Duke of Norfolk owns Arundel Castle, which is the only famous castle in this area, and it was at that point a port. The River Arun was run straight past Arundel Castle and was connected to the sea and was much larger. Sailing ships would sail in through the tributary and port at Arundel. As you can see here, there's no rivers in this area, so I guess no trade would have been capable here. So once the Duke got hold of the property, apparently he got it demolished. It challenged his property in magnificence at the time, although when you see Arundel Castle now, it's hard to believe there was a structure as magnificent as that in the middle of the Downs. So just looking through the trees there, you can probably see Black Patch Hill, Neolithic settlement, and featured on Time Team. I've also done a video there myself. I'm going to head on north and then try and head east when I get the opportunity and see if we can get some glimpses of the ruins of the old house. So I've come quite a long way north and I believe the house is in that direction. However, there aren't any footpaths that head east for me to get down to it. I'm going to have to head back on myself, and I did find a sty with no evidence of a footpath, and I crossed it and I wasn't quite yet to the house, so I thought I'd carry on, see if I could find another way down or another viewpoint from it. I don't necessarily need to get down to the house, I just want to get a view of it, so see what is left of it. But I've stopped here. Just interestingly, this patch of I don't know what trees they are, but they're quite unique. The majority of this wood is beech and oak, mainly beech, and these stand out like a sore thumb. I said, but without the leaves on it, I can't really tell what type of tree they are. If you do know what they are, please type down in the comments what you think they might be. Yeah, unusual to this area. There's normally a lot of hazel or a beech in this area, and compared to the surrounding beeches, which you can see up here, they seem to be quite young, so I would imagine they're deliberately planted. This is a little interesting area over here. Really old or tall trees here surrounding a bowl. Again, I would imagine this is beech. Telling from the bark and by the leaves on the ground. Again, possibly an old flint mine. It's not been used, but like I said previously, lots of other mounds that are in the area. One could be hidden by all this forestry. I think that is the oak tree. Again, looking by leaves on the ground, I would imagine that's oak. So in Druidry they classify the oak as the king of the trees in the forest, and the beech as the queen. So interesting, these two pairs of giants are here next to each other. Up there. Again, some more old trees over there in the distance. So we're going to head back to the pathway. And I'm going to head south again, see if I can find the sty that I found earlier and cross over it and see if we can get down to the roadway. If there's a sty there, then I guess it is a footpath. I wouldn't have deliberately put a sty there for no reason. There are lots of signs in the area saying that the land around this pathway is private land, and we really ought to respect their wishes, especially seeing as you've probably heard in the background, you can hear guns going off. I am wearing red today, just in case. Don't want to get clipped by a stray shot. So I'll catch up with you when we get back to the sty. So I've made it a bit further south, but just thought it'd be interesting to show you that we are on the Monarch's Way. So Monarch's Way, I believe, was the route that King Charles took to escape the Roundheads in the Civil War, and I believe he headed to Shoreham, so not quite sure where it deviates. Once we get to the end of here, maybe I'll see some signs on the way back. I believe the sty I'm looking for is just down here on the left hand side. I'll get back when we get to it. This is the sty that I found earlier. There's no signs to say it's a footpath, but also no signs to say that it's not. But as you can see, it's got a plastic pipe on there, so it's been put here for a reason. And whilst we're up here and up quite so high, the road that leads to Michelgrove House is just down there at the bottom. I think I'm on a footpath now. as you can see, there is a line that goes through the woods past that rather large tree. I think that those cottages there may be the old workers' cottage for the house. So I think I'm on the right track. What an enormous beech tree. I believe it's beech anyway. The way to tell at this time of year would be by the leaves on the ground. All look like beech trees. Yeah, this is a beech tree. Telltale of a beech tree. People have been writing their names in it. The bark of the beech tree used to be used like paper. So these things are for feeding pheasants. The pheasants are hunted in the woods. So this would be to keep the population up. So you've got something to hunt. And there is a pheasant. That would be a male pheasant because it's very colourful. The female ones are generally brown and dull. That is what I was after. Site of the ruins of Michelgrove House. Not quite so magnificent now. Right next to the cottages. To the footpath. Wasn't sure whether I was deviating onto private property, so climb back off, and here I found another signpost. It says the Monarch's Way is down that way, and here comes a couple of horse riders. We'll let them pass and then we'll head down this way. So I've walked all the way down the footpath and it brings me out to the site of the old house. Again, it says we're still on the Monarch's Way. So that is the site of the old house, and over up the top there are the walled gardens, now all farmland. So I've walked a bit further up the hill and found the next signpost for the Monarch's Way. This is what remains of Michelgrove House. This is the old walled garden. Like many of these houses in the day, made from brick and flint. Although I don't know whether this is later. So this house has been here on this site, in this little dip in the landscape for a long time. Interestingly similar surroundings to Montham Court. Also made a video on Montham Court, so please check out the channel to see that one. I'm going to head back down there and get a few more shots of the tower, if that is an original tower, and then I will head back to the car. So there's another perspective on the tower. As you can see from my previous footage, these are private residences. There's no access to them, no public access. Got to respect their wishes. Wouldn't want somebody nosing through my front window every day. So I'm going to head on back to the car. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you for watching. Please remember to check out some of the other videos on the channel, and if you could like and subscribe,